this works. I think it works. Possibly. Potentially. Yes. I see my channel went online. That's a good thing. Good. I might have accomplished something successful at this point. I should get a medal. Anyway, I have started streaming right now because I thought it might be fun for God knows what reason. That I show you a bit of it. I was editing this stuff anyway, and I thought maybe I should like put it somewhere, and so I am. One of the things that I've been editing is the floor layout in cargo, or rather, I should say, there is a heavy voltage wire that's running underneath their department, and part of what I did initially was to show it underneath a catwalk, and I wanted to sort of make it seem slightly horrible that way. But then I got onto the idea, like, maybe I should do this like throughout the whole thing, just to show this department that, by the way, you have a heavy voltage wire running through your department. And right now I'm still experimenting with the idea. I haven't saved anything, so this is just like, you know, you're playing with something and you just see where it takes you. Also, I happen to be using a new avatar with my Lord Sidebird. I am aboard, I should say, the Carrier Command 2 as the captain, as I once was in our glorious victory among Canium. And I have on my shoulder a little canary bird, which is Lord Sidebird, my bird. Or it was my bird once. He is in Valhalla now. Hey, Grimace. Yes, it is I, the Allfather. I have come to you this very stream to show upon you the very creations of the horrors that I make. Yes. Anyway, I don't even know if that made any sense, but, you know, does it have to? I don't know. I also have to move that wire, but I'll move one wire at a time. Heavy vulture. You know what? That's not a good placement for this thing. It's exactly on the chat. May he indeed consume much glorious Valhallian birdseed. He deserves it. He was a good bird. He tried really, really hard. Wait. I already had a cable lying on the floor somewhere, didn't I? Oh, yeah, there it is. Might as well use that. I'm glad it does. But now I've come to worry about another thing, which is to say the delay that there is on this stream. How long from what I've said just now have you heard it on your end? Because I also don't want this to be like a 30-second delay stream. Wow, we're still going into a few seconds, that's for sure. Wow, it really is a long delay, isn't it? Well, darn. I wonder what I can do about that. Are we talking like a minute delay here? What are we talking? No, yeah, all right. So how long how long does it take from I've just said like right now. When did you hear that? Write to me in chat when you just heard me say this. I'm not looking for your time zone. I'm not looking like when. I'm not looking for. I think you misunderstand. I'm trying to understand how big of a delay this is for what I'm doing right now to you guys. So like, how long does it take from when I say something right now for you to hear it on your end, and for you to be able to write that you heard it back to me, so I understand like how long did that take? That's what I'm looking for. And also, in regards to how the build is going, well, I think it's going well. I'm currently testing an idea about the ship itself and like how it appears. In terms of the floor, and I'm playing with the idea that heavy voltage wire should be more visible to the people like who are nearby them. A minute is still a lot. It's still quite a lot. I guess it doesn't matter so much. I just like the idea that there's some feedback. The porch problem? Oh. Right. I'm going to move these wires. So that they are also underneath. That way. Instead of doing it like that, I will do it. Let's see. LV cable. So we need these things. I guess we can do it like this. Or, maybe not, actually, comes to think of it. That seems to be an odd of a coincidence for me to just jump on board that one. If I hadn't connected those two wires before, why should I do it now? That seems vaguely suspicious. Maybe I am telling myself that. I don't know. I don't know these things. I am not a smart man. Just lots of cable. Just loads of cable, you know? Just really laying it on the cable. I'm not sure why you're there. You shouldn't be there. There. Much better. And then... Now this seems to be fairly okay, and I need to put that tile back on, of course. There we go. Right. Still some heavy voltage wire there that shouldn't be there. Does that look better, or is that worse? Or if cargo suddenly has like a catwalk going through it with exposed heavy voltage wires, sort of like, you know, if you mess with this, you get electrocuted real hard. I mean, it's alright as far as I'm concerned. And the next question then becomes, should I straighten out this line once it goes up here? I could just make a turn right here and then go up. The plight and difficulty of the perfectionist. Alright. Plating. We need some good old plating, because I'm going to try to see, should this go some other way? On the other hand, why would it go some other way? Maybe... I don't know. Why would the heavy voltage wire not go beneath the computer? It's because it looks dumb. Okay, so this you'll understand in a moment why this bothers me. Let me just put this back down, the tile we removed. So, this is what it normally looks like. So this is my... Actually, let me just go even a step further, and I'll show you. Like, this is, in some sense, what it's supposed to end up looking like, because computers usually have a blue sort of circuitry tile beneath them. But you see how this now looks dumb with a catwalk that stops here, has a blue tile, and then catwalk continues there? What also doesn't work, in some visual sense, I don't think so, I mean, it'd be worth a try, is to put down a catwalk over the blue stuff, because now you're sort of breaking the illusion that the blue circuitry stuff is hooked into the computer because there is catwalk going across it. So it makes no sense. But just for the continuation of this catwalk thing. The alternative to this is that I move the computer. The computer could potentially be over here, but then you would in some sense make no sense because that would be in front of the... Oh, I'm overthinking this way too much. Stretch! So I cannot have the catwalk. Then I thought I might do is continue the catwalk like that. To move around the computer and maintain this whole blue thing, and then divert the wire around this, but then comes the problem. Or, well, a problem that only moron perfectionists like me cares about is why on earth would you divert a wire around a computer? What was there first, the wire or the computer? So that's kind of the issue with that one. And I would also have to chop a corner of the cargo grid off visually if I did this. In other words, this white thing here in the square head that makes the visual border of this would have to be broken, and that wouldn't be good. Moving it one tile left. The computer? Well, if you did that, it would be... Oh, the wire one step left. Well, that's the question then. If I then now make a bend in what is currently a straight line, the question then comes, why did I do that? What's the need of pulling this all the way into the wall and then going up and then back out here? I guess it could work is if in some sense you had if you for a moment play with this idea. So your thinking is, if I'm not mistaken, etc., etc., and then this thing would go maybe like that. But then, you know, why am I... See, that then a new problem comes up. There's another computer, right? This is the where you control the cargo shuttle. So why doesn't this now do this? You see what I mean? If you're gonna follow a principle, you have to sort of carry it all the way. And I'm not sure this works either. Though I appreciate the attempt, I truly do. I'm not sure it'll work. The break in the walkway is at least not good. No, you're very correct. No, at least the break that you do. No, this if somehow I did this with a bend here and all the way up, then at least here this would be more visually acceptable than the one that goes up to this corner and kind of has a weird break. Yes, the cable does run below the computers. It does. Which in some sense it would also do if it just ran all the way up here, because it already does. You see? The heavy wire does run underneath the computer, and that's okay. It's allowed to do that. In some sense, if you will. But it does have that unsightly, things don't quite align kind of look. How about moving the console far right? Anyway, there's a free wall. There is. I mean, I guess if you really wanted to, we could move the computer down here. Or we could move it, hang on a minute. Is there something missing here? Am I stupid? Why is there a disposals unit here with nothing in this corner? This disturbs me immensely. Oh, here. Well, this is the cargo area. You see, this has lots of traffic. You can't. No computer. No bueno. Be nice if it was accessible in passing from the docking port to the cargo entrance. From the docking port, which is here, to the cargo entrance, which is here. I mean, I get what you mean. You were thinking, like, if you're walking this way anyway, it would be good to, quote-unquote, bump into it. I get what you mean, but I consider this to be that very location, because there's some reasonable chance that you're going to be in this vicinity when you enter this area, so therefore if you're here. If you're the quartermaster, there's some reasonable chance you're going to come across it, given that you're having to go past it Coming down from down here, you're likely to be dragging cargo into the place and therefore in general proximity to the computer, as it were. Could there be a more optimal location for it? Maybe. I also have to do something else, which is I've now decided that I am in fact going to make this turn here. So that means I have to move the wire from here, and from here to somewhere else. So these guys get, well, not this guy, I guess. That's kind of a bummer because of the arrows thing. Yeah, I don't know what to do about that, to be fair. But we are definitely going this way. We are going this way. This way, boys! Uh-oh. I thought I'd crashed there for a second. Something happened. Let me just have a look at the server. No, this stuff. This means that there's something in my map that's not working right or shouldn't be there. That's what that means. The map still works, but there's some iffy parts. But it's fine. Oh no, something did crash, I think. Well, the server's still there. Let me just check if my client has worked itself. It saved 4 logs. It did, yes. Does the server really shut itself that hard? Oh, no, we're fine. I don't know if I paused it by accident or something. I don't know. Anyway, we're back. Or are we? Have I, Alright, so careful what you press. Lights. Wait, why can I not pick this up now? Have I... Let me just try something here. Have I made a whoopsie? I might have made a little bit of a whoopsie. I do not have hands. I should have hands, especially when I do that command. I might have to... Let me just make a temporary save of this. So, let me see. Save map. 52 maps. Kanite Class. Whoops.yml. This is my whoops save file. Good. Then I'm just going to very quickly kill the server. then we start a client. See if we can't possibly get away with something we shouldn't. Ah, this is a good screen. Hold on, let me just, for a brief second, let me just stop my playlist. Listen to this.
Station 14, where careers take flight, but lurking in the shadows, a secret fight. Nuclear operators.
I am not on this thing, unfortunately. Einar Gunnarsson, who invented Valhalla, has not made a name enough of himself yet to be on this wall. I've spent, so how would we put it, too much time being a staff member, building maps, coding things, running, being there and everything, to not actually play my character, who I think is actually quite fun to play, but that's beside the point. So, but, one day I'll be there. Anyway, let's carry on. We have things to do, and I'll just start my playlist back up. Right. Let's go over here and say start round. Let's go.
Welcome to the station, crew. Enjoy your stay.
Then we'll say mapping. Maps. And then we would say Kanite Class whoops. Alright. So that way we haven't overwritten anything we shouldn't, while still keeping our progress. Remember, this is still an experiment. We haven't even decided if we want to do this yet. Right, this is how far we got. So let's do this all over again. Or, well, not all over. But, HW or HV cable. There. And then, should I move this low voltage wire as well? I don't know. I guess I could minimize the imprint of this whole thing if... Man, this is going to require so much testing. There we go, and then this can go out there. No, see, that's the thing. Not elegant. Not elephant. Elegant. What if I went here instead? And got rid of you. And then... What if I then further... What if I then further, say, plating... and go here with my cables there. A roundabout way of doing it, but at least the wire won't shit itself, as they say in the professional world. It's a technical term, I think. And then we have to put this back on. Let's put that back on. Put that back on. Everything look fine? Yep. Everything looks fine. And then this shall be a catwalk, ladies and gentlemen. There, the place upon which cats walk. If you tread upon this thing, there shall be claws. Maybe upset noises. wire might have enough of a supply radius that you can remove the lower, shorter wire. Maybe. The thing is, well, I mean, I'd be willing to give it a go, since we're just in an experiment. I've just had this annoying effect that if I don't do these things, suddenly various stupid parts stop working. But I'm willing to give it a go, in the name of science. Forgot the what? Don't you? I think this one goes. Yeah, this guy supplies that APC, and this. Where does this guy go? He supplies this APC. What other APC does he supply? Are you telling me there's a substation that only powers a single APC? It does begin to look a little like that, doesn't it? I mean... I mean, for a start, why are you not supplied by this thing, but you're supplied by this? No. You're supplied by this. This substation goes to this thing, which then in turn goes to that, which then further branches off and goes to... You see, I don't think this... I think this might be slightly wrong, now that I come to look at this. Because... I think the whole point with this is that it was going to be a little separated, not also supplying... why is there a wire that's sticking out there? That seems a little weird, but never mind. This was supposed to supply the quartermaster and the cargo belt. Just remove the medium wire through the cargo area. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking I'm going to get rid of this wire here, because there's no reason for it. I might as well take this wire and connect it to this. So this hooks into that, which is the cargo dock APC. Yeah. Although I can see if they want the substation to be within their own department, that could be why, but because this one is in some sense outside of cargo, if you will. I know this seems tedious overthinking, but I'm trying to remember why I did things the way that I did them. This is the terrible thing with me, is that I usually have a reason for why I do things the way that I do them. They might seem dumb. They might even seem like completely incomprehensible, even sometimes to me. But the terrible thing is there is usually a reason. And right now I can't remember what it is. So I'm trying to backtrack my memory. Well, that thought will have to come up later, because I am not working it out now. What's going on here? Oh. nothing. It's a bit tedious to do it like that, but I'm not bothered by it. I get used to it. It's because otherwise I'd have to delete the catwalk and then delete the thing the normal way. But yeah, I can right-click my through it because you can get access multiple layers that way. And now we have to once again wire the fuck out of this. There we go. That makes marginally more sense. Oh, I already have one of those. Never mind. Does this look alright? Like, imagine it's the cargo department now, and they, as a new thing, have a very visible high voltage wire running through their department. Is it terrible? I'm not sure. At least now you know where it is. The idea in some sense was that you'd always be able to track where the heavy voltage wire was going. But after a while of trying to do this exercise, it became a bit untenable. But maybe some sort of crossing where the small, where the small, what is that word? With the small fuck to the left is for heavy machinery to pass over. Oh, dock. Maybe some sort of crossing where the small dock to the left is for heavy machinery to pass over. Crossing. Oh, I think I know what you mean. How would we do that? Heavy voltage, mild voltage, and light voltage are now canon. Yeah. Let me think. I think there is some kind of tile that might do this job. I just can't remember what it's called. I think it's a form of tile. My memory tells me it's a tile. It's not a silver tile. It's not a steel tile. It's not a web tile. Is it not that then? It's a heavy? No. Diamond plate floor. Would that work? It would be an illusion in some sense. I guess what we could further do is remove the decals from this to clear it up, to give it even further credibility. Well, let's play with this idea. Since we've gone down this route, let's give it some credence. Because then what you'd have to do if the logic here is there needs to be a bridge in order for these, whatever heavy thing it is that's crossing them. You can't just stop there. You have to sort of carry this on with this whole area. And then further, remove the decals. I'd have to renote that one. And you'd need passage up here. So you would at the very least carry this on for reasons of traffic alone up to this point. This is in some sense what you'd have to do to carry through with this logic. Because there's stuff gonna come over this all the time. And if this is a matter of heavy things going over for traffic reasons, you'd have to do... I mean, visually, this isn't bad. It's just... You'd have to be a bit consequential about those kind of choices, I think. I'm not sure what other thing we could replace it with, to be fair with you. Because the constraint here is there's... the constraint here is that we can only work within the tile set that's available to us. Maybe straighten the trench? No, because then it would collide with stand clear. That's no good. Oh no, I have that bug. Oh no. Fuck, I hate this bug. I can't really... Yeah. Quick client. Sometimes this thing where like you're like no matter where you move your mouse, it'll just keep painting the tile thing no matter what you do. And so there's no way out of it. Oh no. I'm stuck. The thing is that my problem with this idea, I mean, now we've tried it out and I've looked at my problem with this general concept that there being a cover for where stuff have to cross over and stuff like that. My problem with it is that it's too safe. It's as if somebody cares. You know? And it's just, I don't think anybody does. That's kind of the thing. I don't think anybody gives a flying fuck. Yeah, no hands again. It's not a perfect world, I gotta say. Maybe I can fix it. Let me just try something. No. Nope, that didn't work. Ugh, fine. There. Isn't there a fix hands? Hands. Fuck, never mind. Yeah, no, I'm going back to the catwalk thing. I think that idea is still funny to me. Subfloor. Yeah, it's not happy. Let's just quickly save this. Yeah, let's go over that one again, since this is our temporary version of Kanite Class. Whoops. And then we are gonna murderize the server. Everything's fine. I'm fine. Someone writes me. All right. Send the server to live on a farm. Yes. No, you're right. It's on a farm now. It lives on a farm now. It's very happy. Good family. Takes care of it. You also get to experience how mapping generally works if you've never seen it before. This is genuinely what I went through in order to create Kanite. All of this. I suppose what I could do. Cargo bounty. And then what would be the behind the computer to justify that? Does that even make sense to anybody? How long do you think it's gonna take before somebody goes, why is the bounty computer next to the disposals bin? Or is this just a non-issue? Like, I'm just imagining things at this point. It's okay for me to tell me that, I mean, because sometimes I am. To dispose of duplicate order forms. Do order forms come out of the bounty thing? Does Kanite have a mail network? No, it does not. I've never had an occasion to think that it needs one. I'm not even sure how it works. To be honest, I have no idea why or how the mailing unit actually works. I'm guessing you put these things up and you just put up pipes like this and then mail that way. Hi, Psyduck. Why are you alone in here? Well, you guys are here. So, I mean, that's a start. Alright, well, in that case, if we're moving the bounty computer down there, then we're definitely getting rid of that tile. yonder floor. We are calling in a plating. On a completely different subject, Sidog, you're very welcome to join me. I got room for somebody else here in my little streams. With this amount of viewers, would hopping on Discord channel not be easier? Maybe, but I felt like streaming. You know, in case somebody else comes upon looking for SS14 content and how to do mapping and what goes into that process. Well, I understand, Sidon. If I were to carry on this principle, I would have to do the same here. All the way up through here. And then over here. And then there. Where is the last... All this is powered. The last heavy voltage wire goes to this. No, this ends right here. So that goes to... Why does it end there? Oh, I'm guessing because there's no further substation. I mean, why would there be? Enjoy your meeting. Side on. Oh, look, more people. Welcome to my streams. I am doing a bit of work on Kanite. And maybe you'd like to hang out for a bit and watch me do so. The area was mostly unpowered to begin with. The thing is, the ship used to end here. Like, this was the tip of the ship, right here where these doors are. Thereabouts. That was the very tip of the ship. I have then subsequently added, like this, like something grew out of its back and sort of added an extra pointy bit here. So all of this is extra that I added to it. And obviously the same on the other side, which is where the podcast room is. And newsroom. And all kinds of things. Oh, for God's sake. Hold on. Well, I mean, I knew that had to happen sooner or later. Let's see now. How does this work? Oh, wait, I have to go over there. Give me a second. I gotta do some very quick administrative work. I think that's how you do it. Yeah. I guess so. I guess so. I now wonder if I should have deleted the message first because it's still there on the visual. Nah, never mind. It'll be gone soon. Say a bunch of things so it goes away, please. That would be very helpful if you could. I know. The screen is still displaying mailing units are supposed to give you a list of other mailing units and their names. Almost there. Yep. Splendid. Thanks. Very much appreciated. Get that filth out of my strims. Okay. So, yes. No, I see that they do exist. These mailing units. My difficulty, you must understand, Sketchy, is that I don't fundamentally understand how to set up a mailing room. I don't even understand, like, how does mail come to be? Like, how does it even work? So I don't, and plus, I mean, I've capped out on usage of space. Maybe I can find some creative way. I've done so before, for sure. But right now I have nowhere to put it either. Lilton had got a tutorial how they work. Oh, okay. I mean, he does very good work. Carries a lot of the public knowledge of SS14 on his back, so he's good. He's a good guy. They can use the existing disposals network. Can they now? Interesting. I'm fascinated. Sketchy. I admit it. I am. However, for the sake of progress and my own sanity, it's gonna be one of those, I'll think on this and experiment with it later. Not now, though. But I am intrigued. So. I need to put in that correct tile. Blue stuff. Right. I think we're. And I know there have genuinely. I've read feedback before because I'm sort of this is my signature or one of the signature hallmarks of my creation, is that I put blue circuitry tiles underneath computers in general. There are exceptions to this, but sort of in general I do. And I have read feedback about this being a stupid idea and looks dumb and all the rest of it. And it's, maybe it does, but it makes sense to me, and it makes also sort of visual sense to me that this would be so, and therefore I do it. But it's once I started doing this kind of thing, it feels like kind of one of those, like, now it's just, it's the way it should look, to me anyway. It's like I decided to, every time there's a holopad with an AI, there's an AI on the Kanite now, it has a red thing under its circuitry, because why wouldn't there be sort of complex, maybe perhaps red circuitry going into this holopad? Why wouldn't there be? Makes sense to me. So it means that Cargo starts stealing computers to sell the rest of the crew. They know there's something missing. I like this idea. So that, in other words, in order for Cargo to get away with stealing people's computer, they have to bring tiles with them and make sure to cover up the blue tile before they leave with the computer. I love this idea, actually. I have to say, because it's like then it becomes a case of, like, it's not that it's impossible to steal computers. It's just, you gotta be good. That's what it means. Oh, I could see that. You have to cover up. It's like, oh, didn't there used to be a computer? I don't know. Do you see blue circuitry? I don't. So, Oh. I do wonder, incidentally, now that I'm looking at it, if anybody ever uses these templates. They're templates in the sense that you pick them up and you write on them to copy the texts, and you start writing on this template. You select all, you copy, and then you use it for another one that you actually use. I do wonder if people ever do anything with this. Anyway. It was you. That's why I keep thinking about them, where I'm like, there's something familiar about this. It's because you made them. They still have a place in loads of places. They're in Hobbs' office. It's swimming with them. Everything that they can do in order to create more nuanced interaction. The same thing. I mean, this thing is full of templates. Prison orientation, lethal weapon permit, search warrant, arrest warrant, the whole thing. And I think it's even... Oh, I shouldn't do that. I think it's even called template filing cabinet. I even renamed it. So, I also now added additional paper out here in the back for this guy here, because the whole idea, I love this. He just sit here and watch television and like eat donuts and doesn't give a shit. And it's people's lives at stake here. Anyway, back on track. Are the vending machines randomized, by the way? I love to see filing cabinets, but yeah, praise bureaucracy. Well, that's the thing, though. This is also, incidentally, one of the themes of the day, or the topic that I've been dealing with, which is to say, the Hob. The Hob is the heart and soul of that which is awful bureaucracy. He exists solely to be someone in power over you in a brief moment, and it's going to be uncomfortable, and he's going to enjoy it very much, because this is how petty he can possibly get in every possible way. And for that, these are his weapons, the templates. His paper bin, his ID computer, his fax machine, and lots of coffee. And he can even go to the bath. He has his own bathroom. He doesn't even need to go somewhere far away in order to like wait you out. You're gonna have a miserable time. You even like the great thing is the way this is designed. It's with stairs. In other words, when you come here, no matter how you see this or want to pay attention, oh no, is you're looking up at this guy. You're looking up at him. And you have to ascend the stairs to go before the hob and then plead your case and request to the Almighty. And it's so awful. Like, it's so terrible. Like, there's no way to treat people. Anyway. Each department, a blank computer. Megheads file applications to get stamps to get an ID computer board. So you mean to say that you also give the Hob some ID computer boards, or ID card computer boards? Is that what you're saying? For him to distribute as he sees fit. I'm not completely opposed to this idea. The thing is, what I'm not going to do, this is the thing that I came to the conclusion with as well. I discussed this with Trugath as well, who I'm share a lot of good conversation with. He came much to the same conclusion that I do, that I'm willing to... It's like this. It begins with the Hob being the complete arbiter of who gets access to what. This is in the hands of the Hob. If in some other way after the fact matters have been begun, the shift having started, you find some roundabout way of going around this and doing it, like having it your way anyway, I'm not going to stop you, because that's good shit. But I'm not going to give it to you. That's the point. I'm not going to hand the department this machine to begin with. And that's sort of that's where the limit has to go. So if the reason I might be partial to the idea is that if it were to be in the hands of the Hob, then perhaps. I'm willing to go along with something of this kind of experiment. Let's see what happens. Let's see, ID card, computer board. He gets 3. I've decided. You might think, well, that's not enough. Right now, this is what he gets. I want to see how this works. Are those actually active turrets at the AI core? Yes, they are very active. Here's the thing. This whole exercise with building the AI room is a mental exercise to absurdity. Because Kanite has a huge flaw when it comes to the traditional sense of security that the AI usually has on any station. This thing, like, this is the public... People walk through here just publicly, and there's the walls of the AI. What the hell, dude? Like, it's not the best of places. I mean, there's a lot of mitigating circumstances you could put it, for sure. But it is not an ideal location. Here's the logic, though, because whether you think it matters a lot, and maybe it does to a degree, I'm willing to be open to this notion as well. There is actually a layered defense strategy with everything I've done with this small space. Everything has a purpose. Everything is done with an intention. And that general intention is to basically be in your way as much as possible. Is to basically make this as hard for you as possible within the space that you have to traverse. Like from here to the AI core, this space here. Just that. I have to get in your way as much as I can. So I have to think about, like, first this wall. Then it's in here. Like, how many ways can I get in your way here? And how there, and so on and so on. So first, it's the reinforced wall. Well, you have to get through a reinforced wall in an open space where there are a lot of people going by. You're easy to see. You're probably likely going to see someone else seeing you doing what you're currently doing, which is going to draw your attention. That in itself is a form of defense. Being near the bridge and high-end security and all the rest is also this sort of kind of defense. So in other words, it's more likely that very important people are going to see you doing what you're not supposed to do. Should you, on the other hand, get through this wall, well, here comes the first layer of defense. The rack. If you can't just walk through the rack, you have to crawl over it or dismantle it. It's in your way. Simple as that. That's on purpose. Another layer of defense is, you'll note that this is all lattice, which means these small squares are open to space. So in other words, if you don't have a spacesuit, you are going to have a problem. Now, assuming that's all still going very well for you, you still have to, as it were, get through this wall, take over this rack, start hammering away at this directional window, and then, and only then, will you be at the AI core. Now, you can say, well, job done. All right, sure, yeah, that's true. The thing is, once you grab the AI core, this door, I've tested this, at least last time I tested it, this guy will swivel around and open this door and start shooting at you. He might not kill you, but he's gonna, I think at least most times I've been hit once. That's gonna make you at least bleed. If, on the other hand, you go through somewhere else, it's another series of problems. Also, by the way, something I didn't note, another thing that's going to be in your way is the lighting. I've deliberately putting very strong green light because once you're at this point, the bright green light is actually kind of irritating. Like, it's a bit much. You know? I think Cindy's can buy Anti-Mob and access the upload console in the main set. They can. But again, it comes with that whole thing about you have to get through you have to get through without resistance. And this is open to space. And this is reinforced wall. And again, if you get through here, this is exposed to space. You're unlikely to go through here as this layer of defense because this is full of turrets. If you do, you're going to have to contend with that. Even if you somehow disable all this stuff out here, the second you walk through that door, there's a turret pointing at you. Again, I'm not saying this is going to defeat everyone. It's not. And it's not meant to either. It's meant to be in your way. That's all. It's whatever time there you can buy with this little space, with this obviously poorly placed AI situation. I've done the best with what I have. And so, this is what I've come up with. And I think it works. Well, that remains to be seen, I guess. But nonetheless, Kanite now has an AI. I don't think... Remember where you have to go as a Cindy, right? Remember where we are. If you are at the stage right now where you are just walking up in and uploading unspotted, this, like at this part of the map, where you would have to have gone through necessarily either this way or that way or all the rest of it. You're not just here without having gone through a bunch of other things. If you do that unspotted as a Cindy, good, you mean James Bond. That's all I've got to say. Mission Impossible. Oh, well, sure. Okay. That's true. I don't mind, do you? Let's see you do it. Because even if you get into the AI room and get to this console, you're gonna have to wear a spacesuit. There's no scenario in where you're getting into this area without a spacesuit. Strange engineer wall walks into the maintenance. Disabled the wall. Disables the wall. Disables what wall? There's a there's a very long process that you have to go through in order to get reinforced wall. Like that's a process. I mean, unless I remember how it works in SS14, I guess. Yeah. I doubt for most of the things that you're in most cases getting into this room without anybody noticing. But I mean, again, we'll see. We'll see. It won't. We won't know until it gets connected to reality. I mean, in some sense, the problem is easy to fix because all I have to do, if this really is such a big issue, is simply put a air sensor in here. Or somewhere else, like out here. Something that makes it so that there's something that tells you as soon as this area changes. I mean, I guess if you disable that too, but again, it's not meant to stop you, it's meant to slow you down, be in your way. I don't think it's just something that's going to happen, but we'll see. We'll see what happens once it makes contact with reality. I look forward to seeing how quickly and smartly that people, disable the AI. It's going to be great. Alright, should I carry on with exposing the heavy voltage wire? Because then I would have to go across there as well. Because I could do this. And then do this. just continue that principle. Is that too much? Let's find out. Let's carry this to its absolute end conclusion. If we're just gonna say, follow principle. See, you, in some sense, I feel an instinctive sort of thing to say. It's like, well, if it's there, everybody can fuck with it, right? So, isn't this a bit of a dumb idea? But I see it in reverse. Everybody can see it. So if somebody fucked with it, you'll know. Is this too ruining of the initial hallway? Or is this still acceptably good in terms of industrialness? Because I could be overdoing it at this point. I was wondering what this would be like if I just carried on. Attention all stations, a new Kanite Class has hit the sector. Watch out for those ifs. Hi Haslin. How you doing, buddy? Oh, people write me. No, wasn't me. Boo. Yeah, I wish I could make them pass overhead, but you know what they say. Don't look up. Just set distro to max and leave. Yeah. I could even reroute this at this point if I do that. I could just reroute this heavy voltage wire just straight across here, come down, and then up. Instead of doing all this. Kanite still has plasma. I'm pretty sure it does. I didn't remove it, so it should. Yep. Plasma gas miner, right there. Yeah, I don't even know what I would say that I am. Like, what are you when you build an entire map? Like, what? Like, I had different preferences on what I play in Space Station 13. My first true love was engineering, for sure. No question. That was where I felt at home at first, like for the first time. And then later it became bartender. I've done stints pretty much everywhere. I think the only thing I don't understand is xenobiology and for some reason botany. I've never been able to. Botany and me, just not a thing. It's not because I don't, in principle, understand the idea of putting in seeds and growing things and sort of scanning things and all the rest, but it's just, we never became friends. Not really. I also did some stints in robotics. I enjoy robotics. The great thing is robotics is the right mix between medical and engineering. It's sort of like I like that mix. It's alive. No. You know, I'm gonna try something here just for funsies. I don't know if it makes any difference at all. You guys can tell me if you know better than me. But what if you ran a heavy voltage wire underneath a grill in a window? Does that mean that the window now is electrified by a heavy voltage wire? I don't know if it works like that. And my brain says that it should, because that's how it works with low voltage wire. I mean, sorry, not the window, the grill. Sorry, I said the window, I meant the grill. What about the cable going east? Yeah, well, that's gonna have to be its own thing. the cable going east is a redundancy cable. And what I mean by this is that Kanite has more fault tolerance than people realize. So in other words, by its base design, from the engine room, heavy voltage wire basically go up from a central location, then immediately spreads out and goes in 3 different directions. One goes to, I can't remember this, starboard, or it's one of those. One goes to one side, and one goes up the center with surrounding the main area, and the other one goes up the port side or whatever. So the heavy voltage wire goes up the center, the sides, and in case, for whatever reason, one of the sides here, it's basically their source of heavy voltage power across the ship. So if for any reason this side of the ship loses its source of heavy voltage from anywhere in the ship, maybe some part of the section blew up or whatever, who knows. And if this part is still here, what it can do is you can pry up these clearly marked areas that you will normally see when you're walking down like this thing. If you pry these up, there's going to be, you just have to bridge this gap with heavy voltage wire, and then you will hook into the central nervous system, or the central heavy voltage source. That's the center. So then you will again have heavy voltage power access. And if this isn't enough, you can do it the other way around over here as well. So it's a way of basically saying, if for any reason this side of the ship loses its sort of main juice, you can bridge a gap and basically get it from somewhere else. That's what it's for. So that's why this is its own thing. Like, it's sort of, it doesn't need to be exposed because it's not even an aesthetic thing. It's one of those emergency things. But this does not need to be here now. Yep. Because then we can also just do a catwalk across here. You know, just a very, very innocent catwalk that is surely not dangerous at all. Like, this doesn't seem ominous at all. Certainly not. Anyway. Prime location to set up your grills to block the docking port. You are a destructive little monster, aren't you? Yeah, why not? Look, okay. What difference would it have made? The only difference is, you know, all you have to do is get a scanner, right? So you can see where the wires are. That's all you'd have to do. Just get a scanner and see where every wire on the floor is. Pry up the underside of it. put down a grill and just see people get hurt. No, I see your point. It's just there's nothing you can do about it. There's absolutely nothing you can do about that. There's always going to be something that people are going to exploit. I really like this one. Just put up some grills in front of this thing and people have a problem. Oh no. What a terrorist you are. I bet you are. I bet you're a little terrorist. Let's see now. Wait, what? I demand some more musics. Due to the server update, I've lost my actual playtime, but I had like, oh yeah, people have ever since we updated the server, people have had have lost their playtime. That is true. Some people, some admins have graciously decided or used their time to basically give people some of this back. I would say in general, I mean, this is just my opinion. It's cool that people want to give it back, and that's, we spend a little time and stuff like that, but if we had to do it to everyone, jeez, we'd be at it for a long time. No, it's just, most of the people, I think, just have to earn it back. I mean, I think it's mostly just swag, your drip. That's what you're missing. And I get why it's annoying. That's not my point. But yeah. I don't think we're gonna do pull requests to change things. I mean, I'm not gonna rule anything out. I think if anybody has a really good reason for why they need the particular swag back or something like that, and it's not like a flood of people who wants to have it done, I think it's not gonna be much of an issue, to be honest with you. I am a known quantity by now. What I need is curved radiators. That's what I need. If we take a shot at the loadout system to integrate some of the freedoms of Eve, we might as well do that. I don't personally myself see the loadout system becoming a thing anytime soon, but I think that's completely because of my own bias towards it. So, you know, you might be right. I don't think so, but... Right, what else was I doing? I've done this weird stuff now for some reason. Let's just go with it for now. Is there anything else that we need to address? Also, we have a shitty proper maintenance zoo now. Just saying. See? It's really crap. Even has a toilet. Yeah, it's a zoo. Alright. We have EVA, by the way. Most of you missed it, but at the tail end of the EE testing, fucking Atmos was nuts. Yeah, I didn't follow along with a lot of that, I have to admit, but I'm glad you guys had fun. A tiny double loop TEG with a simple plasma burn would make almost 2 gigawatts. What the fuck? That's fucking crazy. Fun fact, you'll be the first to know. I've decided to name the little ship there. This thing can dock between the prongs here, by the way. It fits into this space. It's designed for this space, to be used with it, by the way. I've decided to name it Drossfly. So it is now NTKS01 Drossfly. Yep. And it's supposed to slightly resemble the mothership, so to speak. It can dock with the back end of the ship into this, which is the EVA. So this is the EVA room, and it's supposed to be docked with that. Yep. It starts on dock because here's the problem. Every attempt I've ever made where you can teleport this grid to this thing and tell it to dock with these docking clamps, it inverts the ship into the Kanite, so the whole grid just kind of clips into the Kanite ships. And I don't know why. It was. Oh yeah, you do it there, Sniper. That's right. It's just. I haven't tried it since. I don't think I rotated anything. What's funny if it was a trade ship? No, it's a salvage ship. The whole ship it's designed for you to fly out into space and just when these doors open to just throw things into this lattice grid so you can hold on to it, and these can then further open to let in and out crew. And these disposal bins here are supposed to work as loot cannons or salvage cannons, so they will shoot out things. And these are aligned. This is how overboard I go. These are aligned so that when this ship is docked, or I'm not sure if it's docked, but at least in between here, it can park in between and you can just launch stuff left and right, and it will go perfectly into this conveyor belt, which will then process things and put it into salvage. I think it's cool. It'll probably never be exactly used like that, but doesn't matter. Because the thing is, as long as things are designed with a purpose, everything seems more credible that way. So people, they act in the environment. And that makes it better, in my opinion. Oh, the trades, that you want a different kind of trade station. Oh, so like a custom, I see what you mean, I see. That shouldn't be hard. Shouldn't be hard at all. Also, I'm proud of the Atmos system on this ship, because it's the whole air system on this ship is powered by 4 air canisters hooked into this whole system. By the way, it works. That's all I'm gonna say. So, what kind of air do you want? Like, say it starts out with a mixture of gas, right? But then it's like, what part of the ship needs air? Is it the back part of the ship, i.e. this area? You turn on this valve, and it happens. Or is it this area that needs ship? You turn on this valve. And that's how it works. And it does work, and the scrubbers do work. So look, it's a fully functioning ship. And there's even its own little med bay. There's a stasis bed. There's a diplomacy room, which is the scotch and some shot glasses. There's the canteen, which is the Nutri brick. Medical kit. I know this doesn't work. I just thought it might have. Salvage magnet. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this. I'm gonna do something else. Mass scanner, shuttle console, camera monitor. Yeah, it has cameras as well, so you can see outside. It's neat. I like it. It's a neat little ship. Kanite fleet. That's not a bad idea. Just have this is the main station, and I actually thought about this as an idea because some people have said that there are some parts missing. Like, why isn't there a library, for instance, or why isn't there a court, and so on. And I thought, well, I'm not going to be able to fit it into that ship, but what I could do is just build more ships. What about a flying court that basically just flies around Cadium ship? Whenever somebody gets sued, he shows up outside of the docks. It's like, aha, you have been served. The courtroom has arrived. Just flies the courtroom around and basically harass people. That might be a way of basically making the map bigger and developing on it without having to massively refactor the whole ship. I think that might work. It would be a lot of work, sure. It'd also be funny, but that's beside the point. Right, I had to make sure I got something done, which is to say, I have to undo this part that I had done, which is, you have an ID computer. You're not supposed to have one. You can get R&D computer. There you go. Crew monitor. Okay, so the CMO does also not have an ID computer. What should they have instead? Should it be a crew monitor? What should it be? Because I'm not sure about this. Power Atmos monitor is always... What, for the CMO? We're talking about the Chief Medical Officer here. We'll get to the syringe gun. Don't you worry about that. Have faith. Be strong, brothers and sisters. Be strong. The good things will come to you. Tidings of glory and stupidity shall be upon us all one day. Don't you worry. In the meantime, let's have fun with what we have. Just as my father used to say, if you don't have what you need, use what you've got. Make the best of it. Give a camera console. So why is the crew console not a superior solution for a CMO, like in pure logic terms right now? Oh, yes. Okay, usually. Good. Good. We're on the same side here then. Is there a medical lounge? No. No, there is not. All right. And I also had given one to the head of security. I can't remember why, but I'm slightly beginning to regret it. So he's also losing his ID console privileges. Let's see now. What should he have instead? Criminal records? Camera? Camera computer, maybe? Danza Blue asks, hey Hat, you got any hobbies apart from SS14? Yes, I do. I have loads of hobbies, unfortunately too many. I've been trying to lean into my coding for a bit just to make some progress there. I like loads of things. I like reading. I have lots of books that I like to read. Nerdy as that might sound. I like taking care of my garden. I like mechanics. I have a motorcycle as well. Oh, and I play the guitar. I've started picking that up more recently because I've decided it's one of those things like I have friends who play music instruments, and I was the one who was inspired them many years ago to play, and then I still just stopped playing. And I still have like four guitars. 3 electrical, 1 acoustic, and a bunch of other things. So, Um, yeah, I plan to pick that up more. I used to also take care of birds. Like, I don't know if you noticed, like, there's on my avatar, there's a little yellow guy on my shoulder. And, he's affectionately called Lord Sidebird. He has, in some ways, become the representation of my hobby of taking care of canary birds. Lord Sidebird was a he was a chick that was born in captivity inside the canaries I had and everything, and he ended up not making it, but he was a fighter. He had there's a bunch of backstory to all this, but I used to take care of canary birds. I recently, unfortunately, for various different reasons, lost them, but I am looking on doing something about that. But yeah. Let's see. So that was the. Prisoner EVA suit. Is that a thing? I also, of course, by the way, have my own community. I have my the community that I run that's called Canium, canium.org. So I guess you could call that a hobby. To a degree. Just checking out what else I might add. I mean, I could straight up just give him a television. just put it on TV. A good old-fashioned wooden television. I don't know. Nah, I don't think so. I don't think I will. For the simple reason that K9 has actually... I know it's far away. That's part of the point. It's supposed to be a little dumb. But K9 actually does have an EVA room now. Cardboard robot costume of the prisoner EVA. Oh, that would be funny. Yeah. Oh, you know what occurs to me now? That's Or no, it's fine. I thought we didn't have hard suits for security, but we do. We do have hard suits. Station record. That's right. That's. Does the whole station record thing do anything yet? Like, does it actually do anything? Because I recall that it didn't do diddly. Yes, crew monitoring and criminal records now. That should do it. And did we take care of you? You have power monitoring, that's fine. Let's see what else we've got. Yeah, these are just random rooms. They're not, I don't know what this is supposed to do. Do something with it. You had a crew monitoring thing. That's fine. Put a broken RTG in there. Why not? Why would I upgrade to plasma? You're gonna get irradiated, and that's that. Somehow make this more disgustingly radioactive looking? Or what can we do? You want the insulated gloves, don't you? Ugh. Would it be really evil if it's budget insulated gloves that I just renamed them? Oh. Oh. Tune in next week for more evil thoughts with that. On the other hand, everybody will know why you want to borrow the hazmat or the hazmat suit. What is the point of having fingerless insulated gloves? I've always wondered, why do people even create them? Like, doesn't that defeat the whole point? Like, why would you even do it? To troll people? Like, I don't get it. Drip. No, of course it's drip. No, of course. Here's what I think we're going to do, because it's stupid to put up a lamp this way. It is a very dumb thing to do. Keep playing. What we're going to have to do, on the other hand, is we're going to have to find the point light component of this light. And then you know what we're going to do? We're going to remove this light. There we go. And I'm going to go into this thing, which is the RTG. And let's see if we can find some light. Some point light. Powered light. Point light. There we go. So, now the RGG is a light source. So we go in here, copy paste this thing I had earlier, put the energy up to 3, and color. Et voila! See? Big applause, please. You dare to advise me on nuclear... no, hold on. Let's see what it does. I'll copy this. And you were saying... Why can't I read that? Let me just go to the other chat so I can see it. Oh, there. Okay, yeah. B 8 E 842. That looks more yellow than green, to be fair. I do not like it. This looks more cartoony nuclear. Okay, I can try that. 842. We'll leave it like that. Fine. Moving on. Still think it looks like it's completely the wrong color. It needs to be more green. It really needs to be more green. I want to move on though. So I need to put something in here. Yeah, multi-tool is probably not a bad idea. Multi... Not sure I can... Nah, I think people understand that there's, I need a barricade, that's what I need. No, it's the framed one. Oh, you got a point, actually. You got a point. Make shows. No, agreed. Very agreed. What's that? Oh. There is a radiation shutter, but it's open. Too bad. Oh, wouldn't it just be awful if I left at the end of all this and they think to themselves, I can just run in and grab the multi-tool and then use the radiation kit to treat myself. Only for it to be empty. I could put a bike horn in that? You fucking... Yeah, you're right. That is the dumbest idea I have heard today. Bike horn. We're putting a fucking bike horn in there. That's what we're doing. This is your fault, though, because that's what's happening. I can't do the broken Geiger counter, I'm afraid. No, I can't throw it. I don't. Not to my knowledge. I can try. Let me see. No. I think that'll do. I think once the map starts, maybe it'll bounce a bit. I don't know. I was just wondering if I could find protein. What, I can't just add a new... Oh, man. I figured there should be biomass in it as well or something, if it was possible. It's just like, it's vomit and basically made of melted human. But never mind. I think this will do. I think maybe with a few stylistic choices. Let me see now. Sentient puddle ghost roll, what? You know, maybe I could try that. No. No. Mm-hmm. Exactly, the tiles were just corroded off. Yep. The reason there is a puddle at all of vomit and a multi-tool and a radiation kit is that there's a guy who threw a smartphone grenade in there to re-establish the hole it had melted into the ship. And then thought he could re-establish control and failed. This is what's left of him. No, see, that kind of plating is too nice. That is too nice. I don't think biomass is a reagent. Because this is a thing I also have to be sure is done right. Is making sure the engines are powered. Ooh, that was that thing where I should move this over to that wall. For the simple reason that it's probably dumb to put an APC on an outer part of the hull. To a degree, anyway, I think. Right, that seems to have turned things around a bit. And then I gotta reattach the LV cable. There we go. Problem solved. Or maybe not. And replace the hull. You're right. Just making sure of a few things. Because we are about to... Yes, no, that's what I was looking for, exactly. I left some coil on the ground. Like a very naughty person. Okay, let me just check. Well, the stuff that we've done near cargo, if we've left any coils in the ground here, it's happened before. So why wouldn't it happen this time? It seems to be okay. And also, by the way, let me just take this opportunity to say that these new designs that I have that seems to, on both sides, have been, in some ways, at least technically prepared for the possibility that you could link this button to that door, which has tiny fans underneath it, so that the air doesn't rush out, that you could use this as a, say, a port for a weapon, maybe even push one out and point it forward if you don't want to prefer it that way, because there's space to do that. I'm not saying you should do that, and I'm not saying just because I designed it so it's really easy for you to convert parts of the ship to be a warship, on both sides. I'm not saying that you should do it. And that's all I'm going to say about that. I do have a bean vendor. A single one. A single but powerful, solitary bean dispenser. Just for that, we'll put another bean vending machine into cargo. Ah, hello. Welcome to my streams, Mr. Person S off. Yes. Farts moistly. Yes, splendid. Very splendid. Have there been any tests of the map? Not in its current form. No, but I'm about to. But what I have to do first, now that I've made these changes, is do two things. First, I'm gonna have to grab the grid ID of this place and say fix grid Atmos, and just make sure I've got the right one. 307. Yep. Just to make sure that the grid has proper atmospherics with any changes that I might have made. And then we shall say save map 50 to maps. We're still going to Cana whoops, because if we decide to do it with, it's just a matter of renaming it. Because what we can do now is we can test it. So what we're going to do now is we're going to initialize the map by doing this. Map init 50. The station has now come alive. Just for funsies, I'm going to give the batteries eternal power. So we don't have to worry about that while we review. So, nothing should in that sense be disconnected. Power seems to be on. Yeah. This is a should be. There's the Beano mat. It has 17 tins of bean. But everything still seems to be powered here. These doors are still active. Can't seem to close them again though. It's a bit weird. Yeah, that still works. That still looks proper too. I do wonder why this doesn't work. Give me a second here. I'll be right back. All right. Where was I? Right, I was going to check out what the connection was of this thing real quick. Let's see. Multi-tool. What is your connection with one of these? Toggle when pressed. I mean, I'm pretty sure I clicked it more than once, if you forgive me for saying so. Oh! I just deleted it like a moron. Why did I do that? Oh, well, it doesn't matter. It's not saved. That part isn't saved anyway. Let's see now. That still works. Good. That all looks very powered. Have a bit of lighting effect, yes. Seems powered. good. Engine seems to be on. Yeah. That also looks good. Yeah, that's sort of like, if you have access to go in here, you can sort of like just go push the button and make it public that way. That's kind of the point of that one. Alright. I have a bit of a sniffling thing going on. Let's see. Good, you have your thing. Your stuff seems to be on. You can close your surroundings if you want. This also looks to be good. Mostly, I think. This actually looks to be fine. My morgue. I'm excited to see how horrific and how bad this design is, to where it's simply not practical to use. But you know what? This is like, I'm gonna see if it works. I'm gonna see what happens if you store morgue units basically in open space. This looks good. Here we have this horrible room. It looks even worse now. Like, it looks like this is evil. Look at this thing. There's just vomit. There's vomit on the floor. Yep. There's just vomit on the floor. Oh. This is your fault. I hope you're proud of yourself. Is there tiny fans? No, not into this area. This area here, once you open this door, space comes in. Once you open this door, there's a tiny fan. That's true. But this area here, no, you can totally just expose it to space. That's the point. So whoever works in this environment better have a spacesuit on. I mean, I kind of left one. There's a brick medic locker here that, if you open, has a heart suit. Yeah, you will. That's what I mean. Yes. No, that is exactly what I mean. I mean, you will expose it to space. I'm not really. How can I make this clear? I'm not worried whether you, as a morgue person, get hurt, or anybody else alive that's hurt. I'm not interested in that. You can prepare. You can put on a spacesuit. What I'm interested in, will it work for corpses? That's what I'm interested in. And yes, I did use the Brick Medic because there is unfortunately, Brick Medic isn't a job. They've disabled Brick Medic, but it's in there. It's in there in the code, remnants of it. They gave it up, I think. And I think it's dumb because I think we should have a Brick Medic. It totally makes sense because that person could, in our case, both do the morgue but also liaison with security. I think it's a total dumb idea, and I've been trying to revive Brick Medic, but I've not had enough time to sit down and bring it back together because I think it's a great idea to have a Brick Medic, to be fair. In any case, I gave them the idea to basically say, well, if you're going to be a guy who takes care of the morgue and exposes yourself to space, not only do you get a cool space suit, a hard suit, you also get a disabler. Like in security classes, like, because this is risky territory. People could come in with corpses and enemies, and people could try to do weird shit. You are the only med guy who gets to be, like, armed in that sense. That's the bonus. That's the advantage of why you want to do this job. It's cool hard suit, gun. That's it. Yeah, so if you can re-enable it, and we can use it as a role, because I don't have time. My problem isn't that I can't work out how to do it. That's not the problem. My problem is I don't have enough time. That's my problem. Anyway. Alright. This still seems to be fine. Nothing seems to be terminally offline. Bridge seems to be operating fine. Let's see if the ship operates. Can it go forward? Yes. Can it go back? Can it stop? Can it go backwards? Yes. Can it go right? Yes. Can it go left? Yes. And now that I've moved the ship a bit, now I can go check. Sometimes I've run a test and bits of the ship have come off because they weren't attached in the first place. But you can't really see it until you move the ship because they're deceptively attached to the ship, even though they're not. So if there are any floating parts, it's because they weren't attached to the ship. Look at that. Over there. Right there. These guys weren't attached to the ship. So, I think they've come off of here. So that's, yeah. I'll have to replace those. Also, I can feel the shape becoming weird now, so eventually I'm going to have to add more engines to this so it becomes like a wider rear, because now it's getting this weird sort of thin engine because it's getting these side bops, which is dumb. Here's the dross fly. I wish I could have the ship sort of pre-docked in this way. I would love that. Because this is sort of like what it's supposed to be like. I hope I work it out at some point. I will. Once it begins to behave itself, I'll work it out. But now you are my witnesses. You know where this guy belongs. Spread the knowledge. Don't let anyone ever pretend they can't work this out. This is where this thing belongs. It's designed to fit in this space. Yeah. The only room that's turned off from the beginning that you have to turn yourself. Public dock. This is what I opted for to even out the other side. So I created a public docking array so that anyone who comes to visit can dock here in different configurations and sort of arrive. And here's the chapel, you know, and here's the living space. So it's like it becomes like a little, you know, trucker stop kind of thing. Anyway, this looks fine. I think we've done well. And so I'm going to call it here. I think what we've made is solid. Any small, tiny last polishes like floating stuff and whatnot, I'll take care of that in post-production, as they say. But I'm satisfied with this result. And yeah, so I want to say thank you to Gregoric and Sketchy and Dusty, whoever else was saying, or participating in this little escapade or little design session and whatnot. Thank you for your contribution. This is only going to make Kanite better, and yeah. This is it for now, and I hope you have a great further evening, day, whatever you do. And with that said, let me just also turn off my music so you can hear me talk. I wish to say to you all, fair winds to you, and be excellent to each other. So, see you later, guys.